As our camper van build progresses, we are getting to do some of the fun stuff now. As part of our new Ford Transit van, we are opting to put in air conditioning, something we did not add to our previous Dodge Sprinter van. I'm Erin from TechGadgetsCanada.com, and we chose to partner with Dometic for some of the elements of our new build here, including the air conditioner. And I would like to say thanks to Dometic for supplying the Brisk 2 rooftop air conditioner for us and for sponsoring this post. Their support helps us keep the van, the blog, and the YouTube channel running, and for that we are extremely grateful. We're going to talk in this video about why we went for AC, how we designed for it, and how we installed it. Of course, we will also talk about how well it works overall. An early heads up that if you end up liking this video and finding it helpful, to please hit that like button and give us a sub, because it does help us keep making more videos and more vans that we hope everyone out there can watch, enjoy, and learn from. The Dometic Brisk 2 comes in two parts. There's the AC unit that sits on top of the van, and there's the inside portions. There's a control and wiring panel and a shroud or a finishing cover. All right, I've brought in my husband, Roger, who, as you know, has been a huge part, well, really, the chief engineer and chief of all things building as part of this camper van conversion, so...
Yep, I get all the slivers.
You do get your fair share of them. I thought we should talk a bit about why we opted to put air conditioning in this van where we didn't before, because we live in Calgary. It's in Canada. Even in the summer, the temperatures can be pretty moderate, even cool if we're up in the Rocky Mountains. But we do travel.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, we do most of our camping around here in the summertime for sure, and it gets hot enough in the vehicle to bake cookies on the dashboard, right? So
Sometimes.
You know, so it's helpful to have air conditioning for that. But, you know, we're also plan to spend a lot of time in California, and that's one of the things that we really look forward to, and we know that camping in California is going to require some sort of an air conditioning solution. But one of the really cool things that I wasn't expecting with this particular air conditioner model from Dometic is that it's actually got a heating setting. So, and they say right there in the manual, like, this is not going to heat your van, but it is going to take the edge off in the morning. And we've both woken up, you know, in August too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
August Rocky Mountains. It's not hot.
Yeah, we'll be camping up near like Jasper or something like that in the middle of August, the dog days of summer. And the two puppies in the bed with us can't keep us warm.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that sort of heat setting in the air conditioning unit.
Yeah. So there is one consideration, though, that folks out there who are thinking about putting an air conditioner in their camper van do need to consider. And that's that as much as you like we we to run things off-grid and use solar and battery power, which we do have in this van, and we'll talk about in another video, running an air conditioner off solar power and a couple batteries, no.
Yeah, and I've seen some vans with massive battery banks, and you might be able to get away with it at short bursts. But this particular air conditioning unit consumes about, I think it says 1,670 watts, so like right around 1,600, 1,700 watts, and that's going to drain a lot of batteries pretty quickly, right? So having a shore power installed is pretty critical. We have a 30 amp shore power connection running into the side of our van. It runs through a converter charger, so that we get the bonus of an inverter charger. So we get the bonus of charging our batteries when we're connected to shore power, as well as having that that AC flow, so that we can get AC power to the AC unit. Yeah. There's no way to talk about it without confusing yourself.
Okay, let's talk about the installation process. For some people, lots of fun. For others, terrifying. Right off the bat, though, disclaimer. You give the disclaimer this time.
We are not professionals. We are rank amateurs, but we still did this, which means that you can do it too. If you're concerned about anything about your installation, how your seals are, or how to hook it up electrically, please by all means consult with a professional.
Yes, well, we can and did do this installation ourselves. Cutting a giant hole in the roof of your van and taking on a project like this is not for everyone. So there are tons of qualified professionals out there that you can get to do this for you. So with that said, we did do it, and the most intimidating part is that cutting the hole in the roof.
Yeah,
but you're over
I'm
it.
over that. It's fine. Just make sure you measure it properly. Refer back to the van, the fantastic van video we talked about. Measure it a couple of times. Make sure that you've got it going into the right place. The tricky thing with the air conditioning unit is that whereas the fan, it kind of completely drops into the hole, the AC unit doesn't, right? The hole for the AC unit, the unit sits on top of the roof, and it kind of like blows into this hole. So there's actually
there's almost like a
it's hard to explain,
vent,
but yeah,
that drops through the roof.
That's exactly it. And the hole for the the vent is just like it only goes underneath part of the entire air conditioning unit. So you got to keep that in mind. But other than that, if you've got that part figured out, then installing it's not too tricky.
Yeah, and you do need some support underneath it to support the structure of it, which was one of the first projects we tackled early in the van build. And what did you frame it with?
Yeah, again, just 2x2 lumber, just to make sure that it's supported there. Those are, structural, like we said. They're kind of connecting into the ribs of the vehicle, so that there's something underneath the AC unit, right?
Your next big job, once you've put the structure up on the inside, is going to be getting it up on the roof. And we had made all kinds of big plans for it, and then you just went and carried it up on the roof.
Yeah, it was kind of like about the edge of comfort for me. Like it was not so heavy that I couldn't do it. Obviously, I just kind of lifted it up and walked up a ladder with it. I had a friend spotting me, but
it's big and awkward.
yeah, it is big and awkward. And if that's not for you, then certainly by all means get some help. There's some people that have kind of used 2x4s and you slide it up 2x4s. We got what we needed here. We got the AC unit up on the roof. It's on its back like a stranded turtle. And what we're going to do, we're going to flip it into place. Now, Dometic, who provided this AC unit, they tell you that when you get it up on the roof, you don't want to slide it into place. You want to be really careful with this machinery. It's obviously got a lot of delicate parts. So I'm going to do the best that I can to get it squared up over the hole that we got on top of the van. And then we'll go inside the van and actually kind of lift through the hole to do some final adjustments. And then all the bolting securing it into place happens inside the van. So, all right, excited.
With that hole cut and the inside braced, it's a matter of fitting the AC unit carefully over that hole. It does have pads on the underside that are going to help seal the opening, but rather surprisingly for both Roger and I, the instructions don't call for any sealant, butyl tape, or caulking of any kind. On the inside, you can carefully help the unit find its space by carefully finessing that fit with your hands. Then there's a second component with the electrical connections and controls. You'll connect those up and then wire it into your power source and use the supplied bolts to pinch together the main unit to the inside metal frame or interior panel. So we ended up leaving the van at that stage for a few days because it was very rainy, and then we went out to check that everything was good and didn't have any leaks, despite not using the sealant. And
that was nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
because it's so weird, right? Like with the fan, you put a ton of sealant around that thing, and with this
we
one,
have butyl tape and then the self-leveling sealant. Yeah, and with this one, nothing.
Nothing. It didn't call for anything. It was just a compression fit to make it watertight, and I was all ready to go into the van after a rainfall and see a puddle of water on the floor. There was nothing. It was perfect. And so, getting the unit up on the roof, that's all the hard part, but installing it from the inside was really, really easy and surprisingly effective. Yeah. I got to admit, I was really surprised how effective it was.
The Dometic Brisk air conditioners are relatively lightweight thanks to a foam housing or a foam internal structure, and they promise better airflow due to larger openings that help the air circulate and get cooled better. Dometic also says the Brisk 2 is incredibly robust, with components like the carbon steel base having proven their durability by coming through vibration tests that last for 30 hours or more. That heater function, if it is on your model, is ideal for use on cool evenings with a multi-speed blower for users to adjust according to their cooling or heating needs. Controls and louvers on the inside allow you to adjust the airflow and temperature pretty easily. There's no remote control with this model, so you will need to make your adjustments on the unit itself. Finally, Dometic says it's taken great care to reduce the operating noise, with the motor, compressor, and evaporator all bracketed together for vibration-free, quiet operation. Overall, I would say we are pretty happy with our Dometic air conditioner.
Yeah, I'd say very happy with it. I mean, the install was easier than I expected, and the performance is great, and the instructions on how to hook it all up. It was really quite a straightforward process, and
despite it being our first time ever doing an air conditioner, right?
Exactly, but just having that level of climate control in the vehicle is outstanding. Particularly when we think about how we want to use that camper van.
I like the fact that it was pretty lightweight. It has tons of, well, really all the controls we need, all the options that we need for the cooling properties that we were looking for. And for our Rocky Mountain and hopefully California uses later this year, I think it's going to do us pretty well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so the air conditioner, I believe, again, don't quote me, you guys are going to have to price this out for yourselves because the prices do vary wildly, but it sells for about $700 to $800 US, depending on who you get it from and in what country, of course. If you want to read more about this device or go back and reference any of the stuff that we've talked about, head over to techgadgetscanada.com where we've posted a full write-up. You can ask us any questions you have, either there on the blog or, hubby?
Here on the YouTube channel.
That's right. Thanks, you guys, for watching. I am Erin. This is husband Roger. Until the next time, you can find us on either Twitter or Facebook at ErinLYYC, and the Facebook page is facebook.com/TechGadgetsCanada.
Glad I got that YouTube channel one right, though. I would have been mad.
Embarrassing.
Are you just doing the video?
Right. How lucky are these people?
Oh my goodness.
Imagine me playing tennis.
Like in those short white shorts?
What a sight.
Do you think people can hear the kids screaming up the street?
I hope so. It's a symphony
They're part of our video.
It's a symphony of backyard fun.